Hi, this is a video to make up for the fact that I won't be at the last class. So this is mostly for Vanessa and also mostly for my fellow classmates. So here's a video that I made. This is my cat, Cassiopeia. For those of you that haven't met her, she's great. Um, okay, so I thought I'd start off this video just by kind of talking about, I think this is going to be a reflection video. Talking about my experience in Montessori, but then some other things that I've learned and things like that too. So for those of you who don't know, and if I haven't talked about this enough, I'm a Montessori lifer. I went to Montessori schools from age 2 to age 18, and kind of obviously that was a big influence in my life. So yeah, I went to a toddler community, and then I was at one school called Roughing Montessori in Cleveland from age 3 to 8 to 12 through middle school, and then I went to the Montessori High School at University Circle, which is in Cleveland as well. It's interesting, at that point in time, I was the first class to go all the way through all 4 years, and one of the head of schools at that point said that, oh, this is one of the first of 3 Montessori high schools in the U.S. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I got down here and there were so many. So that kind of brings me into my next point, I guess, or one of my other points, is that I've always been really interested in the difference between AMS and AMI. So the American Montessori Society and then the Montessori International Society Association. Because I was educated in AMI schools until I got to Xavier, but then I've really enjoyed all the things I've learned at Xavier. And from the differences I see, I can see the benefits of both AMI and AMS, but maybe I'm biased now, it's hard to say, but AMS seems to embrace the new century much more than AMI does, but perhaps I've got a skewed view. I'm not really sure. Let me backtrack a little bit. The reason why I want to become a teacher is because of a couple people who significantly influenced me. So my elementary teacher, my 6 to 9 teacher, her name was Susan, and she was one of the big influencers. So over spring break, I got to go back to Cleveland, and I got to go visit her classroom and talk to her kids, and it was so surreal but so amazing to be able to talk fluently with her about the philosophy of Montessori and the choices that she made in terms of follow-ups for her lessons and different choices, and how she did her math curriculum and all these other things. It was mind-blowing. I mean, because I remember doing a lot of those things, but having this other perspective, I was like, wow, look at all these interesting things she does. I think half the benefits of my Montessori education I didn't realize until now. So that's been really cool. The other passion for education that I got was from my dad. My dad is a professor, and he teaches viola at the Cleveland Institute of Music, and the love that he has for each and every one of his students is out of this world. I mean, it's not just love, it's a concern, true, genuine concern. I mean, and obviously she showed that for me too, and my brother and my sister, but I mean, he cares so much about his students' success. I mean, every time his students would have a recital, he would come home and he'd be like, oh, Dad, how was your students' recital? He was like, oh, they played just wonderfully. And even if they didn't, he was like, you know what, they played really well. And he would always put a positive spin on it because he really wanted them to succeed. And that's one of the reasons why I became a teacher, because he's really great. So, yeah. So at Xavier, I've had this amazing experience, this amazing journey. I don't know if I knew what I was quite getting myself into until I started my internship. I was like, oh yes, this is it. Going through the methods classes, I was really fascinated by so many different things, but it was like, whoa, this is really crazy. But it really, of course, started culminating as I started my internship, which I've learned so much, as I'm sure the rest of you have as well. Oh, So, uh, in my undergrad, I certainly discovered myself a lot and realized that I could, in fact, live on my own and find out who I was, even though I did a lot, like when I was in high school, find out who I was, that sensitive period for discovering yourself in adolescence that we know about. Uh, but so I discovered myself, in high school and college, and then at Xavier, I've discovered my more Montessori self, I suppose, and I've really benefited from that. So, uh, through support from my peers, through support from my faculty, from the teachers I've worked with, it's just been a really great experience. So, I'm really happy that I went through this program and not just like a year-long methods intensive course, which is another option that I thought I might take. So, yeah, it was really good. I thought I might talk a little bit about what I'm looking forward to. So I do have a job in August, which I'm really excited for. And funnily enough, it's at Ratner Montessori, which is where I went to my toddler community. So it wasn't in the same building, but it's the same school. And I got to meet, when I went to do one of my interviews there, it was on a Saturday, and the teacher that I had in my toddler community, her name was Happy, a fitting name. She was there, and I got to meet her again, and I had no recollection of who she was, but or I mean what she looked like or what our interactions were, because I was 2 years old. But it was just so cool. I mean, the love that she had for me right away. She's like, "Oh, of course I remember you," and I was like, "How do you remember me?" But it was really special to meet her. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to having my own classroom and being able to see a year-long view, especially after being so well prepared by Vanessa. Thank you very much for that. Having a scope and sequence ready to go, and having all these wonderful ideas to play with and to experiment with. I can't wait. It'll be really, really wonderful. I'm really looking forward to, of course, well, not of course, I don't know if you guys know that to me, but I love local food, fresh food, gardening, and I can't wait to get started with that. In a couple of years down the line, Jeffrey Bishop, who talked at the CMS conference, he was so cool. I really enjoyed his talk, and I would love, if possible, to bring him to Ratner to talk, and because we have a wood space that I would love to use more. Already big plans. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but you can never dream too big, I think. So, in that regard, I think I would really like to continue my education. So I really would like to do 9 to 12, or at least part of 9 to 12 this summer. And I don't know. I don't think I'll ever. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I wasn't thinking about going back to 3 to 6. I like the 6 to 9 or the 9 to 12 kids, but I think it would be interesting to try middle school or high school. I've always told myself I'd never teach middle school because puberty is just too much, and I never really liked middle school that much. But after seeing, I went to see Ruffing's Middle School. They have a really cool program, even for being in a suburb. They're looking at expanding and doing more stuff with economics and creating their own microeconomy, and it's really cool. So that's kind of inspiring, and it's something that I would be interested in doing. So that's something I'd like to do in the future. I also would be really interested to go and get a doctorate in developmental either developmental psychology or environmental education. I think that's really fascinating, and the connections between that and Montessori are really vast, an expansive subject that you could dive into, and I think that would be a great way to continue my education. So that's kind of all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to give a broad overview of a lot of my thoughts. I've really enjoyed being in class with all of my fellow students, and I have learned so much from all of you, and it's just been really great to go on this journey with you. So thank you very much. And of course, a big thank you to Vanessa, because she kind of put this whole thing together and is helping us be the best we can be. And I am forever grateful for that. So thank you very much. I wanted to leave you guys with some quotes that I have had in the front of my yellow notebook. And my yellow notebook is what I've taken with me on all of my in my internships. So like, have this with the stickers, and it's got like every observation notes that I've ever taken, almost, except for the ones I've put in my binders, of course. So I have 3 quotes that I'm going to read to you. 2 are from Maria Montessori, and 1 is a different one. So the first one that I put in is, "The purpose of life is to obey the hidden command which ensures harmony among all and creates an ever better world. We are not created only to enjoy the world. We are created in order to evolve the cosmos." Dr. Maria Montessori. The second quote I chose from her is, "Education is a natural process carried out by the child and is not acquired by listening to words, but by experiences in the environment." Cat just tried to eat my album. It's a classic thing. And the last quote is a quote that I got from a friend of mine who passed away last summer, and it was very sad. He lost him to cancer, but his passion for life and his joy whenever you saw him was so infectious. And this was a quote that was on a bookmark that we got when we went to the service. And it's a Pueblo prayer, and it's called "Hold On To." "Hold on to what is good, even if it's a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe, even if it's a tree that stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it's a long way from here. Hold on to your life, even if it's easier to let go. Hold on to my hand, even if someday I'll be gone away from you forever." Pueblo prayer. So hopefully that will inspire you and give you a sense of what I'm going through, and maybe you're going through the same thing. Yeah, and I look forward to connecting with all of you as this world continues to go around the sun and we continue to travel with it. So great. Hope you have a wonderful class, and I will talk to you all soon. Okay, bye.